Okay, it's Monday, March 1st. This is the inbound marketing leads call, and we're going through our weekly agenda here. So we have some housekeeping. So I'm leading this meeting. Danielle's out, but she's here. But she's out and she's here. It's a magic trick. I just have a quick FYI that I experimented last week with shifting my schedule, being on Pacific time forward ahead 1 hour, and it worked really well. So I'm going to stick with that. Just made it cool so I can engage with all the 8 a.m. like group conversations. And there's just so much cool stuff that happens at 8 a.m. my time. So it was great. So just thought I'd give you a heads up. We don't have anything under the discretionary bonus. Does anyone have any thoughts on that? We haven't done one for a while, so let's set that as a goal maybe for this month, that we really put our heads around the people that are helping us and show some appreciation for that. Becky has added 2 items for review. So the marketing manager's issue board and the sprint doc. And I know she hit me up on Slack, and I know she did some work over the weekend getting everybody's stuff organized. So with her not here, let's just review that individually and get used to using that. Sprint doc, I know she added a couple notes, one for the DevOps platform messaging implementation. I've connected with my team too on that. And we'll keep seeing how this goes. I was having a thought about this, about some of the conversation from Slack, Bree, that you mentioned, that maybe like this won't work for all teams. Like I don't think we need to like force every single team to use this. We should be using the tools that are right and having a, some form of single source of truth. In terms of this for my team, it does work. And I was talking to Becky this morning about like we could potentially review this every other week in this meeting, and the week that review it is the week before sprint planning. So we have an opportunity to say like, oh, there's actually these things that are related that are pretty important. Let's document them here. So the teams who are related have a note of that, so we can provide guidance while they're planning their sprint without dictating exactly what they're going to do.
Can I ask you a question about this? Just
sure.
There's a type form quiz that's added in here. I was thinking maybe we could use this as a way for, if we know of things that are prioritized on our side that are dependent upon the web team, we could add that in there so that you're aware of it. So we're not just consistently like pushing issues back, but making you aware that for whatever reason, specifically go-to-market, that these are priorities for us, but like the dependency lays on your side. So I was like, the type form quiz is one of the examples that I would use to maybe ping that in this doc so that you're made aware of that. Is that helpful?
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of sprint planning. And I think what that's my hope anyway, is what that leads to is an understanding of like communicating the size of ask and the scope, because I think that's one thing that's not that falls down. Like people feel a delay from our team, but what it is like the ask is actually bigger than people realize when we get into it. So I foresee that like this is a great first step towards us doing that, and then we might even find a way where we, amongst this time, it's like, oh, we need to talk, a couple sprints ahead to even like make sure that when it does flow through properly, it's all broken down and gonna work. So I love it. I think this is heading in the right direction. It's a great idea. Okay, so reading through the 1 to 2 goals. So since we are recording, how about we just do a quick, let's just like verbalize what we wrote. Erica, you're first here.
Of course I'm first. I'm like, wait, I'm in like another document writing something else about like digital experience. But yeah, I'm really excited for this sprint. I think it's going to be great. So I was right about how great that is. For our team, we're going to be wrapping up things for the demo in terms of contracting, picking our last contractors. We've got 2 companies finalized for sure that we really like. We're going to be moving that forward tomorrow. So if they agree, then we're good, and working on pre-production. And then the other thing is just reorganizing board workflows and such for the digital production team. Those are the highest level things we'll be working on this week. And next would be Bree.
So yeah, getting content translated for the French page. I need to get reviewers on board for this page. I think we have one. I think we need two. I also need to review the messaging changes, make sure that the blog for the Open DevOps is all set and taken care of, and update the existing case studies that I've written that just need like edits. I'm also in the process of adding 2 logos from the customer reference team to the grid. And Danielle, should I read this or if this note is necessary to discuss or?
Okay. No, it's good. That was more FYI for you.
Okay, thank you. Who's next? Sorry, Michael.
That's me. So yeah, kind of related to your point too, Bree. I'm gonna work with someone on my team to identify the top 10 and the top 25 pages. Based on, we're going to identify the criteria to identify those pages. You know, some of it's pretty obvious, you know, views, where it ranks in the conversion path, etc. But we want to get ready to adjust the Open DevOps platform messaging. We'll have that in an MR, not connected to any of the other work. So if we decide not to go forward with that, that's just work we don't have to greenlight. And then I'm going to meet with not every member. I appointed 4 members of my team delegated as DRIs on some OKRs. So I'm going to connect with them and provide some coaching to keep those moving along. Shane.
Thanks, Michael. I had to pull up the mute button there. Yeah, so I am working through some issues, like triaging issues, and just working through that with my team, and then transitioning some things to them, and then also focus on pushing forward our setting up GCP resources for marketing, so we can set up server-side tagging, and that'll be dedicated to the marketing team. So for bigger context here, we have a BigQuery instance that is connected to Google Analytics, and that's in Google Cloud Platform. And when we initially set that up, I tried to go through engineering, and then I think IT said, no, we want that to go to marketing as a cost center. And then, so now what we need is a GCP server set up so that we can set up server-side tagging, and then use that to trigger events based on the what that server receives. And so this is kind of the first step of getting that test going and working with our partner Empirical Path to move that forward. Bree, when your cat started walking across your camera, I thought that was like a leg in the air or a kid. I didn't know, but it was kind of tripping me out. So
that would have been impressive, huh?
Yeah.
Morning yoga.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on, this focus on this week. And then next up we have discussion topics.
Great. We've got 3 minutes time check as well. So Becky's not on. It's a reminder to go through the pages and blog for the Open DevOps messaging. I just want to connect with Becky on my question and point AI, ready to launch. Does that mean like there's a chance that we won't? We're still gonna, I think the easy answer here for us is just to like create MRs and branches that allow us to not have that interfere with what we release, but I just want to get clarity on that. And that's everything we have in discussion topics. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to click stop on record. Just some cat pats and we'll stop here.